Hello, my name is Robert Dickey, and I am your professor for this graduate school course, the seminar in cultural policy. In Korean, that is 문화 정책 seminar. And everything's a little different this year because of the coronavirus. We're doing more things online. But let's just go ahead and get started with today's first short lecture. Let me introduce the course. This is our aim for this first short lecture, to introduce the course, to introduce the technologies we will be using in this course, and to propose one possible version of a schedule for this course. Now, you're graduate students, and the semester is particularly unclear right now, so we are going to negotiate a schedule. In our second class meeting, we'll go more into that, but for this first week in these short lectures, I'm not going to try to decide what our schedule will be. I'll just start the course, and then in the first face-to-face meeting we'll talk about what you think we should do for a schedule. So in this time of the coronavirus, we have at least 3 technologies or medium. 1 medium, 2 media. Media, some people say medias. English is changing. But we have different ways to hold our courses. We can have recorded lectures, such as this one, which you can access through the campus CTL, the 학습 자료 system, the 학습 교수 system. It has several names. The web address is ctl.kmu.ac.kr. You can also watch these videos through YouTube. I will have to upload photos into the videos into YouTube before they go into the CTL. However, because the university uses the viewing system, the 동양 system, in the CTL for attendance, if you don't watch the video in CTL, the 출석부 will mark you as absent. So please do watch through the CTL at least the first time. We also can have live online discussions, and those online discussions maybe will be in Zoom. That's what I'm using for my other classes, and many professors around the world are using Zoom. But we could also talk about other technologies. For example, live video through Zoom, but live video or live discussion, live chat could be through Facebook. Facebook has their new video chat system inside of Messenger. I don't know much about it. I don't know if it's going to work well for us. I don't know how many people can participate at one time. Our class is small, so it might be possible. Or through Kakao Talk, the video chat, I believe can take 7, 8 people, which is about right for our class. And we could use Skype. Now, each of these systems has their pluses and minuses, but right now I'm using Zoom in my other classes with up to 38 students and no big problems. So a little bit of a learning curve. We have to step by step learn more how to do, sometimes mistakes. Whereas I think in Kakao everybody knows pretty much everything. But how well does it work in a group discussion? I don't know. Okay, this is the camera emblem logo icon that I will use for recorded classes, for live discussion classes, and then face-to-face discussions. It's a graduate class. That means discussion is important. And discussion in a classroom, of course, is easier. But we do have some rules about classroom discussions, and we will talk about that in this first short lecture, classroom rules. First, this is now week 1. This class is scheduled to meet May 2nd, Saturday. For this first week, we will have 3 recorded lectures. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And these will be about 35 minutes each, approximately. As well, for the first week, there are readings on the CTL. And we're going to talk about that. Alright? We're going to walk through those. Our second class meeting will not be online. Our second meeting will be live, face-to-face, in the classroom. And there will be readings on the CTL. Now this is graduate school. You'll read a lot. And your reading should be done before class, because class time is not my lecture time. Class time is discussion time, where you, students, each student, can share your understanding. What do you understand from the reading? And what questions do you have to ask other students or me? And what is your opinion of the reading? Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? Can it work in Korea? Is Korea different? This is what graduate school is about. Okay? A bachelor's degree, your haksa, is your learning. But master means you can teach. So before we ask you to teach, we want you to show that you can learn on your own and prepare new ideas. And that's what your thesis, your 석사논문, your thesis is about, showing that you are being able to build some new knowledge based on what you have learned. So yes, face-to-face class is a discussion class based on readings. And in our second meeting, we will plan our semester schedule. Now, before I look at the scheduling options, so that you have something to think about before we come to class next week, let's look at the CTL. On your website, on your browser, you can look up the website ctl.kmu.ac.kr. You click on it, and then you will have to log in using your student ID and your password. And then you will open a page where it says choose which class you want to join, and you click on Unhojeongcheck Seminar, and it's class number 1, or session number 1. Fine. And you come up with a page like this. Now I'm going to reduce my face so that we can see things better. My display is a little bit different than yours. I'm the professor, so I get these buttons to delete or to edit. But this calendar is a live calendar. So when you open it, it's going to open to the current week, whichever week it is. We, however, are starting late. So our calendar is messed up. So I want to tell you that you should not trust this calendar for our work. In this calendar, you can see a few sections. One is the notice board, 공지 사항. Okay, and it basically is when I need to inform you of something and it's important and I don't want it to get lost. So if you scroll over to the next week, you'll see that there was a notice about Zoom guide. We'll come back to that. Alright? The next thing here, I'm going to scroll this up a little bit. We don't need all that. The next thing up here is the Keimyung, the video displays. Now, back around March 25 or 28, I don't remember, I put up a quick and simple little video, just a hello kind of video from Keimyung. Keimyung is where I live, and I just wanted to be social and say hello. So I did. And you can find it here. And you can play it here. Now, this recording may not show very well. But if we click it...
Hi! Greetings from Keimyung. 경상남도 밀양시.
Alright, so I'm not sure if you got the audio on that. I'm not sure if I tested it. But anyway, it works. So that's the 동영상 system. It calls it 강의 영상, but to watch videos. And you can see here that I can know who watched the video, who started the video but haven't finished it. Maybe you're watching right now while I'm recording. And who has not watched the video. And if I click on this gray button, I see names. Now for this first video, it's okay. If you don't watch this video, it's okay. It's not part of the grade. It's just a kind of a test for you to check, to see, can you understand? The next section is kind of a questions section. And there's a memo that says, if you want to ask questions, you can write one. Yours looks a little different than mine, but you can ask questions. But no one has done that. That actually came up in week 1 or week 5. I'm not sure. Anyway, at the very bottom, I'm skipping one. The very bottom is the section where students can write comments, talk to each other. The 자유 게시판 is kind of a bulletin board or discussion board, and you can write anything you want. Later, students will have to make reports for the class, and each student should put their report in the 자유 게시판 so that other students can see the report. Alright, so that's kind of a sharing place. I'm not going to write there. It's your space to share with each other. Finally, 학습 자료실 is where I will put your readings. I will put information for you. Now again, it's a little bit out of order. Not first, second, third, fourth. This system puts the writings by the day that I upload it, not the day you should read it. I cannot sort. I cannot sort. So if we click on this suitcase, we can see everything from the first one, welcome to class. You can see I wrote number 1. To the second one, talks about name cards. I give you my name card if it's useful. You have to download it to open it. Then I have a couple of articles from newspaper or magazine. This one's from Yonhap News in English. This one's from CNN. This one you have to click on it to see it. And I have to move the thing over. Culture Minister vows utmost help to revive coronavirus hit arts and tourism. I'm not going to test you on this. It's just an example. The next one has the link, but I also put a PDF that you could read. And this is actually about the movie Parasite and how maybe it is a kind of soft power. I'm sure you have heard of soft power, and we will talk about soft power in this class, but not this week. That's down the road, that's later. Then there is a post about public policy, 정책, right? We're going to talk about that. And there is a post about culture. We're going to talk about that. Now, this has a defining public policy has a PDF. It's a scan or a print from a book. Defining culture has a paper that I wrote very fast, kind of a reading for you. It's 1 page. This is 1 page. These are the kinds of things that you read before class so that we can talk about it. Now, this first week of 3 videos, I will present this for you. In our second week, in the classroom, we will discuss these 2 readings. The next one is a short article that I put together that is not a PDF. It's only in this post. And it talks about how we are changing words and changing ideas from culture to creative. And that's not only in English. The same is true in Korea. So this is a quick introduction to the 학습 자료실. And as I said, you can look through this calendar, but the calendar is a little bit confusing because we're already in the actually 7th week according to the school calendar. This says now because I'm recording on Friday. But these provide convenient links, and it's easy to find any notices. So let's take a look at the Zoom guide. This link will give you a guide to Zoom written in Korean.
Grammarly does more than
Interesting.
catch errors.
It is, I think,
This is
the
Tyler.
wrong link.
Tyler with
I have to fix that. As I said, we're all kind of learning and teaching online, and learning online is more stressful. So I need to fix that Zoom guide. Where's my pen? Fix Zoom guide. My note. Interesting. Okay. That finishes my quick introduction to the CTL. Um, I have more options here on the left than you. If you have used our campus CTL before, maybe you have your own style for looking for things. You can find things here, 학습 목적, right? You can find the things here. There's your notices. There's your Q&A if you want to ask questions. There is my pages. There's the 자유 게시판. But you notice there's no 동영상 there. So as long as you make sure that you catch everything, I don't care how you do it. So I'm done with that. Let's go back to looking at this PowerPoint. Now, I will put my PowerPoint online in the 학습 자료. It is a growing document. Week by week, it will get longer. Week by week, it will also have less things in it, because week by week students do more. Students will be presenting. Students will be discussing. I don't need to show so much. Alright? So, as time goes on, the PowerPoint will get longer, but week by week, each sections will get shorter. Let's take a look at the calendar for this semester. Now here I wrote projecting a schedule. Projecting means we are looking forward and making some good guesses, but we don't know perfectly. Kind of planning. Here's our problem. We are supposed to have 14 weekly class meetings, plus final exam. We're starting May 2. We're not starting March 3. So let's count Saturdays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no, not that one, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're supposed to have 14 weekly meetings plus a final exam, total 15 weeks. But July 17 is the day I must turn in grades. We have to finish before that. If you're doing reports, I have to have time to grade them and to look at the attendance and to look at class activity, class participation. Need all that. So definitely we can't go later than July 11. This is our last chance. Now again, 6월 6일 is a holiday. But one problem in May is that Buddha's birthday, okay? Buddha's birthday is usually Friday, May 1. By the way, today I'm recording Friday, May 1. Oh, excuse me, May 1 is Labor Day, Workers' Day. Thursday, April 30th was Buddha's birthday, officially. But the Buddhist temples have announced that they want to not have a celebration because of coronavirus. They want to delay 1 month. It sounds like some temples are talking about May 23 as a day to go visit the temple. And some temples are talking about May 30th as the day to go visit a temple. So we need to talk about this. Can we have classroom classes on these Saturdays? I don't know. But you're graduate students, so we can talk about it. All right, we can talk about it. If we can't have face-to-face in the classroom classes, then we'll need to have either distance classes, live distance classes using Zoom or something like that, or a recording like today. Plus, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks for 14 class meetings. That means we need 4 more, plus exams. So sometimes we're going to need to do 2 classes per week. I know you have jobs. I know there are 2 other classes you are taking this semester also. Maybe you have Professor Keimyung or Professor Park Se-jung or Professor Young-suk. I don't know which classes you're taking. And they also have to do extra classes. So we need to decide if we're going to have a live distance class. Then we need to decide what night, because I guess you're working in the day. If you want to have a face-to-face class, we have to decide where, what time. We can have it at Keimyung Day. That's possible. Okay, so recorded, live distance, live video chat, or in a classroom. What day, what time? Right? Timetabling. So think about what you want to do, and next week, May 9, in the classroom, we'll make a plan for class meetings. Now, the class meetings plan will affect the 강의계획서. If you try to look at the 강의계획서 for this class, it's really empty. It doesn't say very much. Okay? It has my office phone. That doesn't help you very much. I gave you my business card on the CTL. And in the business card, it has my cell phone number. With my cell phone number, you can find me in Kakao. And we've started a Kakao chat group. So you can always contact me through Kakao. You can telephone me. You can send me a text message. And you can send me an email. Yes, you can write in Korean. But please write in a simple Korean. Imagine I am an elementary school student. I don't know many Hanja words. I know more common street talk words. I'm not educated in Korean. So if you need to write to me in Korean, please write simply. Okay, so why are we in this class? Well, I hope you know, but this class is for students who are interested in the arts, the culture, however we describe culture, and we want to help Korea decide better how to define culture, how we work with culture, how we plan for culture, how we fund culture in Korea. To understand the why and how public policy related to cultural matters, why and how public policy is related to cultural matters, how are they developed? How are they enhanced? Enhanced means to improve, to upgrade. Okay? So how do you do it? Well, do the readings before class. in class and out of class, help your classmates. This is not competitive. Everyone can win. Right? There's no competition. Everyone could get A plus, A pool. If you do A pool work, you get A pool grade. There's no competition. Come to class if it's classroom or live chat online. Come to class ready to discuss your ideas. Say what you think. Consider, think about, critique the ideas other students give you and I give you, and what you read in the materials. You're graduate students. You don't just accept everything is true. Think about why it's good and why it's not so good. All right? Everything you need for this class will be on the e-board. There are no books to buy. Please get yourself a good English translation system. Google Translate is not bad, it's not perfect. Naver Papago is not bad, it's not perfect. We do the best we can. Yes, you can speak Korean in my class. Yes, you can. Let's look at the grading system, and now let's forget about it, because everything has changed. Okay? Everything has changed. Will we have a midterm test, a 중간 시험? I don't know, because everything's cut in half time. Maybe we don't have time for it. Final test? Probably there will be some kind of paper test to make sure that you understand the key concepts. But also there will be reports. Not one big final report, but in class, different people will present a short paper in class describing one area in cultural policy. And you'll choose your topics. And you'll present to your classmates so they learn from you. This is a master's degree. When you finish your master's degree, you can teach. That's what it means. Okay? Kwaje, you see it's very low point. Don't worry too much about it. 참여 is important, 20%. If you are just sitting in class and not sharing your ideas, you can't get an A. Okay? You can speak Korean. If you don't speak, you can't get an A. You have to help your classmates. All right, so don't think too much about grading. We will discuss that more later. If you look at the weekly plan, it's empty. It's empty because it's a graduate class where you help decide what we are going to talk about. If you notice here, you'll see week 2 says economic impacts of cultural tourism, Gyeongju City and Bakjeong-hee. Well, we're actually going to move that a little bit later, but economics is an important part of public policy. So we will be touching on economics, 경제, very often. Okay? So that is an introduction to the course. We can close this now. So as we project a schedule, we plan what days and times we're going to meet, and it can change things, evolve, things do change, but we get a rough plan. Then we can talk more about exactly when we will do which things. Now, when we talk about technologies, and we're going to do this in the next video, we're going to talk about several different kinds of things. Okay? So, more about technologies in the next video. Alright? We're at about 35 minutes. We're going to stop this first video. You have time to rest your brain, get something to drink, use the restroom. I'm sure your brain is exploding from too much English. So I'll see you in the next video.